4 years ago, I went to my first Toastmasters District 2 conference. In this district that starts from the Canadian border all the way down to the north side of Kent, there's 200 Toastmaster clubs with roughly 20 plus members each. And every 6 months, there is a District 2 conference held in one of these big major hotels, Linwood Convention Center. I had never been to one, and some of my Toastmasters friends said, "John, are you going to the conference? Are you going to the conference?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. You know, it costs a little bit of money. I don't know. Should I go?" They go, "You got to check one out. You got to check one out." And I'm like, "Okay. I think I'm ready for that. I'm going to go hang out with all these, hundreds of Toastmasters and see what happens." So I ended up going. I wore a very nice suit with a tie, got out of the car, put on the jacket, and wanted to look all good. And I'm actually starting to get excited to walk into this hotel at the Sheraton down by the airport, and I see all these people running around. Go inside, and there were people greeting us, and I went into the ballroom, and I was like, wow. Round tables all over the place with white tablecloths, and people dressed so nicely. And if you're around a lot of Toastmasters, you know how they are. They're very encouraging, friendly, and love to chat, just like me. So I'm in there, and I'm sitting down with some of my new Toastmaster friends at one of these round tables. And a few minutes later, after chatting, one guy said, John, you got to go meet that guy. You got to go meet that guy. And I'm like, I'm looking over. I go, what guy? And they go, do you see that Chinese guy wearing the tuxedo with the red bow tie and the glasses? And I look over, and I see this guy, Chinese guy, so slender, he looked like a reed blowing in the wind. He's just smiling, shaking hands, looked like the Energizer Bunny. And I'm thinking, whoa, that guy is a little out of control there. And I go, why do I go meet that guy? And he goes, trust me, just go meet him. And I'm like, okay, all right, I'll go meet him in a minute when things settle down. So a few minutes later, I look over. There weren't so many people hanging around him. I walk over. I'm wearing a badge. And on my particular badge, it had a ribbon that said first timer, meaning I was first timer at the conference. So when I walk up to this slender Chinese guy, say, hi, my name's John Bridge. All of a sudden, John, how are you? How are you doing? Is everyone treating you okay? How are you enjoying the conference so far? He's going on and on, and I'm shaking my hand. I'm like, this the whole time, right? And I go, you know what? This guy seems like he's really naturally enthusiastic. I mean, he doesn't seem that bad. So I found out he was the district governor. It was a volunteer position at a very high level within our district. And after he got done shaking my hand so fervently, I asked him the question that I ask almost everyone that I meet for the first time when I want to get to know them a little bit better. And that's, what do you do for a living? So I asked him, hey, Michael, do you mind if I ask what you do for a living? The way that he responded did something to me that I did not expect. That one sentence, that one phrase that he stated completely had me realize the absolute power of effective communications in any type of public speaking environment. So when I asked him, at first he's all happy and loose. When I asked him that question, his body perked up right away and he looked at me. John, I help people manage their medicine. And I'm inside, I heard a voice, my own inner voice, that said, whoa. I didn't even try to go, whoa. It just happened. And I'm searching through my database of job titles and organizations and industries. I'm like, Michael, I don't know what that is. And he goes, I'm a pharmacist. And I'm like, oh, you got me, right? So we chatted for a couple more moments, and then some more people came up, so I told them I'd see them later. Walked back over to my table, and when I was walking back, at the second I said, why didn't he just tell me he's a pharmacist? I realized at the same time, if he would have told me right away that he was a pharmacist, I probably would have pictured someone in a white smock standing behind 3 inches of plexiglass, making me wait 27 minutes and 30 seconds for a little bottle of pills. It wouldn't have been a good experience. But instead, he said, John, I help people manage their medicine. The gestures, the timing, the voice, even the way he leaned and tipped on his toes. By the time I got back to my table, I realized that man, Michael's son, the pharmacist, I will never forget in my entire life because of what he said and how I felt. That's when I realized the true awesome power of effective communications. So when I got back to my table, I was happy this guy said, "You gotta go meet this guy, you gotta go meet this guy," right? So what I'd like to suggest to you is try to start understanding the true importance of effective communications, not only in our business life, but also in our personal life. Realize that if you can count all of the engagements, whether it be one-on-one, or one-on-several, or one-on-many, you would not believe the instances that we engage people all the time for the rest of our lives. And every one of those engagements is an opportunity to not just talk, speak, or communicate as we normally do throughout life, which is fine, but there's an opportunity to speak in a very effective manner that will have you be able to influence people, to give you the abilities to have people listen to you and be engaged. And then what about becoming memorable with people for the rest of your life? If someone ever says the word pharmacy or pharmacist or anything, instantly think of Michael's son. Pops right up in front of me. If I ever have a pharmacy question or anything like that, Michael's son comes to mind.